So, Bethesda, they really have their work cut out for them. Uh, they lost a lot of goodwill over the last couple of years over Fallout 76, especially, but also over Elder Scrolls Blades. Todd Howard, in particular, got blasted for the stuff he said on E3 last year, where I was pretty much on board because he is a great presenter. But now everything that he said was taken against what the games actually ended up being. So he lost a lot of credibility actually over this last couple of years. If they even trot him out again this year, which I can't imagine they will, but they might, because there's some Fallout 76 stuff that they're probably gonna announce. They have to, save the game somehow. At the same time, though, it's gonna be a tough sell. Like I said, last year, the same time, Todd Howard was seen as this guy who came out every couple of years, brings a fantastic presentation, and just sells everyone, right? And now, this year, he lost so much credibility, and the interview that he recently gave didn't really help his case. Because he pretty much sat there and was like, I knew that it's going to be shit, but what a game is at launch is not important to me. Was basically what he said. More important to me is what a game becomes, which is bullshit, because a game should be good on launch. If a game's not gonna be good on launch, don't launch it yet. So yeah, they're gonna have a tough sell, especially if they trot him out. Outside of the Fallout thing, though, probably the focus is gonna be Doom, the new Doom game. Maybe they're gonna have something with the Elder Scrolls, although I cannot imagine that they have something for Elder Scrolls or for Starlight at this point in time. The last year we only saw like the logos, that was it, splash screens. Maybe we're gonna see something where the entire crowd is silent, aside from one guy. That seems to be happening in the Bethesda stuff. There's going to be some ESO stuff, because there's every year. And every year I don't care about it, but it's part of it. It's a big success for them. A lot of people play it, so they're gonna cover it, even though it's just an update. And then they're gonna have something for the card game as well, which also happens every year. Maybe they have something for Prey, although I don't know what they would bring out. Update or expansion for Rage 2 maybe. If they bring Andrew WK out again, it would be hilarious. In general, I just hope for less cringe. Last year we had a lot of cringe in Bethesda specifically. We had the two guys that were just standing around awkwardly without saying anything after a failed joke. And then we had the two Prey guys who were pretty sweet, but also those jokes that those guys brought were very cringe-worthy indeed. And then, of course, the opening with Andrew WK, which came out of nowhere, and I wouldn't have needed it. They finished strong, but in hindsight, the stuff that they were selling was total bullshit, and they just had to have known. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to drink a beer during this, because honestly, out of all the conferences that are there, EA doesn't do a conference. I'm going to cover their stuff after Nintendo on the last day. Sony is not there this year, who had a wonky start, a wonky presentation as a whole last year. Out of everyone that is left, Bethesda has the least stuff that I'm excited about. Just because of how much trust they have destroyed, how much credibility they've lost over this last year. I really hope that they can pull this around. If they can win me back with or if they even manage to sell me on anything that isn't Doom, because I do have faith in the new Doom game. But outside of Doom, they really have a tough job ahead of them. And I just really hope they can deliver on that. Okay, everything ready? We have 15 minutes and a bit. Like 17 maybe. I have the stream open, I'm just waiting for it to start and then I can switch over. I can already prepare the switch. Apparently the motto this time is be together. B3. Which is, you know, cute, but I'm not sure. So the by the way, the game which we've forgotten the name about, the new From Software game, apparently seems to be the biggest takeaway aside from Keanu Reeves, from what I've seen on social media. The reactions after the Microsoft conference were mixed. A lot of people wanted more gameplay, which I can see there was a lot there, but there could have been more, especially from the big titles. We saw relatively low amounts of gameplay. But I mean, the Xbox thing is still trending and Bethesda is about to start. So, at the very least, they left an impression. A good one at that. Like, as the first conference, this was a way better start into E3 than any of the EA conferences we had the last couple of years have been. EA, for some reason, always wants to be first. And they always have, like, one of the more boring and less likable presentations. Because it's EA, and EA are a bunch of douchebags. Didn't used to be the case, but it is now. Sad. I'm sad. I miss you. How did this happen? Devolver on the other side, because there is not a lot of time between Bethesda and Devolver. There's like 15 minutes. So after Bethesda is done, I'm going to summarize my thoughts on it, and then I'm gonna switch over to Devolver relatively quickly. So that's gonna be fun. So let's talk about Devolver as well. They will probably just show like a couple of small indie titles. It will probably be a bit wacky. And the thing is though that whatever they are showing is never the reason why anyone is so hyped about the Devolver conferences. The reason why everyone is so hyped about the Devolver conferences is, of course, the fact that they take the piss out of everyone relatively aggressively at that. And we're gonna see Nina Strathers again, who is at this point probably a cyborg, if I interpreted the Terminator-like ending of the last conference. We're gonna see a bunch of stock footage that's going to be repeated, a lot of awkward jokes. Pretty sure Assistant Lady is going to be there again. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna have a laugh at that. And I don't have to really comment on much of it. I'm just going to laugh about it, for the most part. Bethesda is the one that I'm going to comment a lot about. I'm gonna say though, also, I'm pretty glad that I don't have to go there. I'm not sure, it doesn't seem like a consumer event to me. They opened it up to consumers, probably due to public demand. But it doesn't seem like an event to go and really have fun at. I mean, Bethesda apparently always has like cool experiences when you go there. And they always give like freebies away, like no one's business. For attendance in person, from what I've seen, Bethesda really pulls out all of the stops. But that doesn't help them in regards to everyone who watches on Twitch. Literally everyone. And that's always been the standard I hold them to. So 2 years ago, where they did the Bethesda Land thing, the presentation, if you weren't there in person, absolutely sucked. There wasn't a lot there. But apparently if you were there, there was like a lot of themed rooms, and you got like a cocktail in every one of them, and it was really cool. But if you weren't there, you just got like a stage with a dude speaking, a couple of video packages, dude came out again. Then you got like a bullshit announcement for paid mods, essentially. And then it was pretty much done. The only worthwhile thing there was it Wolfenstein? I'm pretty sure it was Wolfenstein back then. And then last year, of course, they had they threw everything to the wall. Had the Andrew WK thing and all the cringe I talked about. And then, had strong announcements. They did announce the new Doom game there, but they didn't really show anything. Oh, also QuakeCon. They will have a lot of links to QuakeCon again. Because that's like their other big event, where they probably are more engaged with anyway. it's hard to say with Bethesda if they are actually focused on E3. Of course, they're doing it every year by now, which means that they care about it at some level. Well, it's really hard. They put on their own event, just like Sony is doing this year. No, I'm not sure. I just hope they don't half-ass it this year. If they can, even if the announcements suck, if they can make a halfway decent presentation that doesn't overstay its welcome, continues not too much cringe and fluff, I'm going to consider that a win. Plus, there's not a lot unspoiled stuff that goes into a Bethesda. You know their IPs. They are pretty small developer compared to everyone else. Hard to get surprised there. 6:30 p.m. CST on Tuesday, Chicago time. I'm going to be on the Next to Nothing podcast again, which I was on before once, which was a great time, and I think it was a really good conversation. And I'm going to go there again with all of my thoughts from E3. Since it's a Tuesday, it's probably not gonna have Nintendo yet. I'm not sure. I actually haven't looked at Nintendo's starting time yet. If Nintendo is also on that Tuesday, then yeah, it has to be on the Tuesday. I might do the podcast before Nintendo, or maybe Nintendo goes on first, whichever comes. But I will have to rewatch the EA stuff, which I'm not sure I can do. But other than that, I'm sure we're going to discuss all of E3. We're going to talk about the Stadia stuff. And we're also going to talk about the Pokemon Direct, which is a while back now. But those are the three big events that we're going to cover and talk about. I'm not sure if we're going to talk too much about specific games like they usually do, because E3 is just that big of an event. But before that happens, I need to rewatch all of the things again. Which is going to be a bit of crunch time for me, but I'm prepared for it. My cousin evidently was not. So, take that. But yeah, I think it's very safe to say that the one thing that I'm looking forward in this thing is going to be Doom. Nothing else really matters to me. And if they have this ESO stuff, then that's the thing that Bashley will like. I will probably not really care. 5 minutes. Currently, I'm working on a video. Like, I started writing a script. I'm not usually the type of guy that writes a script, but I want to do a video on the history of Germany in Eurovision. That's going to be a YouTube production. I say production loosely, but what I basically mean is that it's going to be a high effort video compared to everything else I did on YouTube before that. And I'm gonna need a script for that, because there has been so many German entries. We only missed 1 year, and the contest has been held over 70 times. So, it's gonna be, interesting. So yeah, Doom. Everything else, we're just going to take as it comes. If I would be interested to see if they get Todd Howard out there, or if he's just going to stay away. If he's gonna come out, I would be interested to see what the reception is. Especially after the interview. The interview, like, before that, he was, like, decried as a bullshitter on multiple... Oh, hi, Pockbridges. It's been a while since I've seen you here. How are you? Have you enjoyed E3 so far? Have you seen Microsoft at all? Do you not care? There's a multiple positions you could take in this. 3 minutes. What was I saying? Ah yeah, he was decried as a bullshitter over the last couple of times, but then the interview made everything so much worse. You just got on. Yeah, priorities in life are important. If you don't set them aside, you might lose control of your life. Don't know why I said that. Because honestly, I'm the last guy that should give life advice, considering how much in shambles my life is at the moment. 2 minutes. I'm gonna switch over right now. Give me a second. Well, my second monitor is way behind. Way behind. Can put some sound on so that I don't talk into a void anymore. This works beautifully. This is what I've been staring at for the last 15 minutes. Hasn't really changed at all. Tune in to receive Twitch drops for these games. See, I know that they're gonna put the Elder Scrolls card game on. I always forget the name of the card game. That's how little I care about it. And to be fair, the stuff that they reveal about Elder Scrolls Legends or the updates that they talk about aren't really that substantive. Is that a word? They don't really have a lot of substance, right? It's not something that you can be amazed over or lose your shit about. It's just gonna be like, yeah, performance better, you can play everywhere. Pretty much saying the same thing every time. It's like a FIFA sports game. And then also new cards. Alright, there it goes. We're on our way, boys and girls. Kostritzer Kellerbier, I can only recommend. Another countdown, lovely. The stage seems less elaborate than last year. Last year they had like audience on both sides. The stage was weirdly in the middle. This is a bit more scaled back. Was the person that was playing on the mobile phone even playing anything? The screen was black. Ah, pandering. Great. Exactly what you need right now. Keep us in check, yeah. How well did that work for you? To make it clear right away, I'm not like blasting these people individually or anything. I'm blasting Bethesda as a company. But still. Feedback challenges us. That's probably the most diplomatic way you could have put it there, pal. Did you see the social media stuff around Bethesda over the last couple of months? Mm-hmm. We are Bethesda, we are just like you. Good for you guys though. Good for you guys. You got a job. They pretty much always start off with this "we are you" message. We are all together, we are a big family. And the last couple of years it was always like a cute sentiment. Last year they went very much in the family direction. But now this year, with everything that happened, it feels a bit cynical, honestly. Which is the opposite of what they need. So surreal, absolutely typical. I would be honestly surprised if they show anything of the new games that they announced at the end of last year. Because those games are so far away from being ready or released. Then again, that didn't stop them from releasing Fallout 76. So we'll see. Wolfenstein though, I did spot that. Maybe there's something there. Oh yeah, there needs to be actually, because they announced something new in Wolfenstein last time. So we're definitely gonna see some follow up on that. Alright, let's go.
Please welcome Bethesda's Senior Global Vice President of Marketing, Pete Hines.
Pete Hines! He was in the crowd. Because of course he was. I feel bad for Pete Hines sometimes. As marketing director or like vice president or whatever they just said, he has the toughest job in the world right now. He seems like a chill dude, honestly.
Feel good? Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Thank everyone watching around the world, tuning in to watch our...
He is definitely stressed.
This is a night dedicated to those who love games, who love the incredible entertainment that games provide. This past year, you fought demons on Mars and Nazis in America.
Mm-hmm.
You were assassins in the Empire, adventurers in Tamriel, and survivors.
Yeah, was a tough schedule that year.
And you've embarked on these amazing adventures on PC, console, VR, mobile, or wherever and however you choose to play.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the key. You take the worlds that we create.
He uses the same sentiment that Microsoft did earlier. Especially Phil Spencer. Using pretty much the exact same thing, like, you choose where you want to play. And it's like, no shit I do. I pay for this stuff.
The extraordinary Bethesda community. As you saw in our opening video, you mean everything to us.
Mm-hmm.
I've almost been at this company for 20 years.
See, him as a person I would believe that from. But he's speaking for Bethesda. That's where the issue is.
When I first started, one of my first responsibilities was moderating the community forums, chatting with you and keeping you up to date on our games. It was a great way to start my career at Bethesda because it was the perfect reminder of why we do what we do. And like so many others at Bethesda, I spent a lot of time with you at events around the world. I've enjoyed meeting so many of you and getting your thoughts and feedback. Tonight, we'll be taking time throughout the show to hear directly from some of you in the Bethesda community.
I want to hear about from the lady with big round glasses.
Great games we've been creating just for you.
I'm sure she has a lot of interesting, relevant gaming stuff to say.
On Zoom Eternal.
Solid choice for a start. Let's get the stuff that I care about right out of the way.
So, if you're ready, let's kick it off. And to get an update from our friends at one of the most celebrated development studios in the world, Bethesda Game Studios. Please welcome studio head and my good friend, Todd Howard.
They bring Todd Howard out at the very start? Ballsy move, I'll give him that. He has a... I'm interested to see what he has to say. He has his work cut out for him.
Thank you.
And every word he says is gonna be under a microscope.
Great to see everybody. We have had an incredibly exciting year at Bethesda Game Studios. Given
Sure you had.
that excitement, impressed you're still here.
Humor, it's the best defense.
Over the last year, we've had over 60 million players in our games, our most ever. And it's all of you.
I bet a lot of that was ESO, to be honest. Like that I personally don't care about it, doesn't matter. It's a big
All of
title.
you who have made these worlds what they are. Take Fallout 76.
The most disappointing game release of last year.
A type of game we've never done before.
I'm surprised it got
Had a lot of
applauded.
difficulties at launch.
Uh-huh.
And we got a lot of well-deserved criticism.
Takes it on the nose there.
But the team kept working on it, and you kept playing it.
Some of them did, not
Something
most of
amazing
them.
has happened. It's thanks to all of you. This game has one of the best online communities we've ever seen. We made a post-apocalyptic survival game.
You're kind of burying ESO there though, bud.
They don't go on killing griefing sprees. They leave food and water for the newbies and wave to each other. I don't know about you.
I heard stories like that as well, to be fair, but that's because there are not enough people playing so that they can like viably do it. They need people to play with because it's an online game.
But first, our latest game, The Elder Scrolls Blades, is in early access. And thanks to all of you, it became our second straight #1 mobile game after Fallout Shelter. Absolutely incredible.
Elder Scrolls Blades, otherwise known as Loading Screen Simulator. You're waiting on everything in that game.
Let me introduce project leader Craig Lafferty and art director Matt Carafato.
I'm gonna give it to him. He took the criticism right on the nose. That doesn't make it go away though. There was a lot of bullshit in there. Just really well worded bullshit.
As someone who's worked on the Elder Scrolls for 20 years, it's been incredible to bring this world to your phones in an all-new way. We still love those classic dungeon crawlers, and it's clear you do as well.
And whether you're exploring a dungeon or rebuilding your town, it's great to be able to do it wherever you are.
Since it's E3, we're
Pretty sure that was the shortest amount of time that Todd Howard spent on the stage though.
all new jobs and solo arena battles, an all-new custom jewelry system,
Oh man,
and
can't wait to wait on those.
brand new dragon quest line. Yeah. It has even more, but best of all, it's coming out tonight.
Bethesda loves to do this kind of coming out tonight.
Download free tonight and give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also hard at work.
You too can wait on
For
chests.
this fall, that will feature PvP, your own guilds, and visiting your friends' towns. But most exciting this year, we're also bringing Blades to an all-new platform, Switchblade.
What? Oh. Okay. Well, Skyrim came out for everything and your toaster, so why not bring Blades to everything as well? Just makes sense. And to be fair, the Joy-Cons look like a better way of controlling this than your thumbs on a small little phone. In some ways, it's perfect for the Switch.
Yes, Blades is coming this fall to the Nintendo Switch, and yes, it's still free.
Everything else would be terrible as well.
Blades is the perfect fit for the Switch. You can play on the go, on your TV, and with motion control.
Could you imagine a game that's free everywhere but on the Switch it costs money? Ooh, that would be a riot. The last thing Bethesda needs right now is another riot.
And all your progress will carry over. And it's playable here at E3 in our booth and Nintendo's.
I'm gonna be interested reading from the people that went there.
And for those of you playing on mobile, we also have some special rewards for both our Apple and Google players this week. So download tonight and let us know what you think. Thanks again.
Now, let me introduce Jeff and Tom to tell you what's coming to Fallout 76.
I love the fact that the developers introduce each other. It's a really nice way of doing it.
Hi, I'm Project Leader Jeff
What was it loud?
Studio Director Tom Mustang. On behalf of everyone at Bethesda Game Studios, we want to thank the millions of you who have played with us, stuck with us, and helped shape the world of Fallout 76.
Stuck with us is good. Stuck with us is the right choice of word.
Absolutely.
Like I said, there are stories of the remaining people in that game being really nice.
How much you've loved this year's update so far, from camp building, legendary weapons, player vending, and of course, the dreaded sheep squatch. We've also been working on our biggest update yet. It's called Wastelanders, and it will fundamentally change the game.
As any good update should.
It's been some time. Vault 76 opened its door. And we all
I'm gonna give it to Bethesda so far. They're doing a great job of trying to gain back audience trust. I'm going to be interested to see the social media reactions to this afterwards.
any of us expected for people to actually come back.
From Vault and help us.
We bring back NPCs because our marketing strategy of having no NPCs clearly sucked.
Fighting back.
But you know what? I'm laughing about this, but I don't mind it because honestly, that's like listening to your community. Everyone was like, having no NPCs sucks. The world is empty.
One thing we've learned
So bringing back NPCs is just the right thing to do.
before it claims you.
And the creature designs are still as freaky. That was one of the few things that even at launch I liked about the game, was the creature designs.
That's right. That's right. Human NPCs are coming to Fallout 76.
Someone was yelling thank you. It might have been Jesse Cox.
Not just NPCs, but a full quest line, new rewards, and as you saw, full dialogue trees.
Yeah, the game was missing that.
This is
The
a
game was
long-term
actively
story we're
missing it.
telling. Year 1 was about the vault doors opening and all of you settling the wasteland. Year 2 is about people coming back to reclaim it. Like previous Fallout games, these characters have their own
Yeah,
stories
3 is
and
about a
moments,
big barbecue
and up to you
party.
to choose how to interact with them and live with those consequences.
The Wastelanders update is coming this fall and will be free for all Fallout 76 players.
Again, everything else would be a disgrace. And you know full well that you couldn't get away with it.
And in the spirit of free, we're doing something special just for E3. Fallout 76 is going to have a free trial for everyone starting tomorrow.
That's also a good idea.
That's right, it's the perfect time to see what Fallout 76 and its growing community have become. We can't wait to welcome all
They
of
they
you.
need this for good
And
PR because holy shit, their PR up to this point has been whoo.
We thought we'd also
Not
give you
good.
a sneak peek this week at an all-new game mode. Check it out.
New game mode in an online game? How's that supposed to work? Is it like an arena that an instance that you have to go to?
Real trial begins. Currently, there is no overseer of Vault 51.
Hmm.
Perhaps you will be the one.
Well, it gives a specific area,
Serious need of
so I'm sure that this mode then is just
process of
a
elimination.
special PvP mode that takes place in area 51 then,
Sure way to judge the superiority
or Vault 51.
This should prove interesting.
Rock version of Ring of Fire, nice. Burns, burns, that ring of fire, that ring of fire. Oh, that bad thing, I've seen that before. Like in game. Wait. Is this a battle royale mode? I didn't connect the dots until now, but this seems like an. There can only be one. There's a ring getting smaller. It's a battle royale mode. Hmm. I don't know. People are tired of battle royale at this
We
point.
put a battle royale in Fallout 76.
Seems to go over well with the crowd though.
Is a battle royale born from the Fallout universe. From power armor to perk cards, from camp building to contending with wasteland creatures, and of course my personal favorite, nukes. It's a great free addition to an already huge game. We love playing it, and we think you will too.
There it is. The one guy going apeshit.
So check out the sneak peek and let us know what you think. Remember, all of Fallout 76, including Nuclear Winter, is free to try this week on all platforms.
I'm gonna check out some streams on that. That seems like a good opportunity to see if the game has gotten any good at this point.
So jump in tomorrow.
Still though, remember the launch version, because it's gonna be... I don't want this trend to continue. And Todd Howard is back.
Remember, everything we've talked about that's coming this year is free. We get to represent hundreds of passionate developers across 4 studio locations in North America working on multiple projects. Yes, we're still hard at work on our next-gen RPG, Starfield, and of course...
Did I say Starlight earlier? Whoops.
We know how precious these game worlds are to all of you, and they are to us. We know the time you spend in them is important.
He went into full presenter mode now.
What you'd like to
He's
see
done
us become.
apologizing.
Thank you again, everybody, for your support, but really, even more so, want to thank everybody for believing in us. Thank you.
I'm gonna say, even though you're doing a good job of like trying to win back the crowd, I wouldn't say it restores faith immediately. Your word is not enough at this point. I need to see. I need to see.
Hello.
They just brought out Shinji Mikami.
I'd like to start by greeting my team in Tokyo. It's Monday morning there, but they are watching. みんなおはようございます。今日真面目にやるよ。
No one understood it, but let's clap anyway.
Tonight, I am excited to announce the next game from Tango. SoWasWieEinFan Tokyo.
Ghostwire Tokyo. Intriguing name. What is it about?
It is an action-adventure game in which you will fight paranormal enemy and rid the city of supernatural evil. I think you'll love it.
Bless him, he's trying really good. His English is not too bad. His English is not too bad. It's better than mine, apparently. Whee!
Wow. Wow, so many people. Wow. Thank you. ありがとうございます。
People lost faith in us. Let's put a Japanese cutie on stage.
Such a big stage makes me nervous.
What did you miss? You missed the Fallout 76 part.
We are making a new kind of action-adventure game. It's cool. That's not the survival horror game that we are known for. People are vanishing in Tokyo. You have to find out why. You will encounter conspiracy and the occult. You have to explore the world, face challenges, to uncover the truth and save the
She is adorable. I like her.
In the game, you will meet spirits, some dangerous, some beautiful.
I love her recounting of the story.
Each have their own stories. You will need to ask yourself, is this normal or paranormal? I ask myself this question every time I go to the office. Just kidding. Just kidding, just kidding.
See, this is normally the type of cringy humor that I don't like about Bethesda,
Thank you.
but she is lovely. She was lovely. The Japanese people are just so into everything they are doing. It's like the work hard, play hard mantra that they live by. They're just so into everything they do. It's amazing. Sometimes I wish I was less cynical and more like that. So in this game, they described it as an action RPG, right? But it seems more like a paranormal mystery game. And this was a pretty cool setup. Aww. This is intriguing. This is very intriguing. I love the symbolism in this. I would also love to see gameplay, but I guess at this point of the game state, I'm gonna take the Death Stranding approach of just giving me what the fuck visuals. Because honestly, I'm hooked on this now. This is a highlight. Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm gonna keep my eye on this. It's now the part where we go through the video packages and small announcement no one cares about.
In real life, I'm a systems administrator.
Program assistant for a private school for children with autism.
I'm trying to be an artist.
Respectable.
I like to think of myself as one.
Make like back-end systems that it's really boring.
Maybe permanently or temporarily a full-time streamer.
I got a YouTube channel.
I make my own yarn.
I'm a social worker.
Teaching inmates. I'm a game
Apparently he was teaching his inmates how to correctly fillet a fish or something. What was that stuff in his face?
The shareware demo on the 3.5-inch floppy disks.
My older brother picked up Fallout 3, and I took his copy and played it when he wasn't home.
Fallout 4. This is my baby.
The scope of that game was just like a lot bigger than things I was used to. Just setting foot in Shimmering, first city that you go to in Somerset. It was amazing.
You would look out and you'd be like, oh, I want to go there. And then you could go there, which was wild.
Go out into the world, go in any direction you want to go.
I mean, this is cute and all, but what's the point of this?
I played Oblivion. I tell you, it probably saved my life.
Like, if I want to listen to gaming experiences by other gamers, I go ask them in forums, or on Twitter, or on Discords, where I know a lot of gamers are. I can ask people directly what their history with certain games are. Right now, I want gaming announcements. Okay, time for the ESO part. Bashley is going to be so excited about this. It's this guy again. Let's see if he brought his screeching gnome again. Pretty sure that was her.
Thank you, everyone. Wow, thank you. And
Now he brought a screeching orc around as well.
I just want to shout out to our friend Greg there, the one in the video that really loves dragons. I'm happy to say, Greg, the Elder Scrolls Online has dragons.
Cool, we have dragons.
Right now, in fact, players are deep into the season of the dragon, our year-long story
Forest?
about
What?
greed, revenge, cat people, and of course, dragons.
Can this extension please shut up?
Tonight's focus on the community resonates with me and everyone at ZeniMax Online Studios because ESO literally would not exist without you.
Yeah, it's an online game. If it doesn't have any players, then...
Stories, hearing your feedback, we understand that you are the most important part of the world of Canada. Thank you. Thank you for making
I can't get over how much applause this guy gets all the time. He's like the most over guy.
More Game of the Year awards, millions more players have joined. So many, in fact, that we recently added more server capacity just to support all the new players in Canada.
Whoever this dude in the audience is, he's really into ESO.
ESO just keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, last year, I think, there was like a woman that was screeching all the time after he finished a sentence. It was really noticeable. And this time we have a dude who is like yelling really loudly. Necromancers. I love necromancers. Starting points, yeah!
When we announced Season of the Dragon, we kicked it off by showing you a video about how dragons were unleashed on Elsewhere. And we ended with a cliffhanger. Now, I'm really excited to show you what happens next. Check out.
Also, we're gonna end with another cliffhanger though, so look out for that. Ah, Khajiit. ZeniMax Online Studios. He's like, man, what a wild night. Well, dragon. So far this looks like the beginning of the second Hobbit movie. Oh no, the third Hobbit movie. The beginning of the third Hobbit movie. Started pretty much exactly like this. We have pissed off dragons, angry Khajiits. Man, what a timing. She would have been dead by a second off. Whenever I see trailers like this for MMOs, I always have flashbacks to the World of Warcraft trailers. It's literally the same thing. That's because gameplay of MMO games doesn't look very enticing. Or, you know, it's just it looks static. It's hard to really market with that. So they have these big fancy trailers that don't really tell you anything. Instead, they are just meant to convey, cool, we have dragons now, this is the necromancer. You know, stuff like that. Let's have a raw off. Like this is looking cool and everything, but how should any of this be represented in an MMO game environment? Aww. Oh. A Khajiit is a cat, so I'm sure it's fine. We did it, my son. We have slain the dragon. And here is the mother. So, like I told you, another cliffhanger. It's almost like they do the same thing every time. And honestly, dragons, you need to have dragons in Elder Scrolls, come on.
You may have recognized the return of cynical, the legendary Redguard Swordmaster.
No, I don't know who that is.
The legendary Redguard Swordmaster you met as part of the original 5 companions. He's back as the leader of the Dragon Guard, a group
Dragon Guards,
of
yeah!
you've seen in other Elder Scrolls games. He'll be featured in our 4th quarter story DLC named Dragonhold.
They really emphasize the dragons, don't they?
We've got a lot more to share about the return of Sai and the Dragon Guard, which will unveil at QuakeCon later this summer.
And there is the first mention of QuakeCon. We're gonna hear the word QuakeCon quite a bit throughout this.
DLC adventure called Scalebreaker, which you'll see in August.
Yeah, Scalebreaker! Woo! Again, the pops this guy gets are beyond me. It's like...
For your support of the Elder Scrolls Online.
Scalebreaker has a cool name and all. I'm sure you can name a band like that, but...
Every day. You guys are seriously awesome.
Let him explain what it is first before you lose your shit about it. Hallo Milbe, was wird denn hier gebacken? ESO.
The Elder Scrolls Online isn't the only game in development at ZeniMax Online Studios. We have several other projects, one of which we're ready to reveal tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And to tell us all about it is the game's creative director, Kira Schlitt.
Thanks for the raid, Second Respawn. Hope you had some fun on your Jackbox games. This is better than I expected so far.
Hi everyone. And now, for something completely different.
She is really trying to be that Japanese girl.
Classic Saturday morning cartoon in free-to-play mobile game form.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look.
Hey, quite to the point. I liked it. Is this another theme song by Andrew WK? It could be. We have infinity gauntlets, portal guns, dogs that eat pancakes and die randomly. Yeah. Respektable Meinung. I have Commander Keen apparently. It looks cute. Don't know why it needs to be online, but maybe the lady will explain that to us now.
So, there's a new branch on Commander Keen's family tree,
Mm-hmm.
and they're heading to iOS and Android. If you're hearing about Commander
Oh, it's a
Keen,
mobile game.
it was one of the first PC action games created by id Software in the early 90s. Yeah.
Oh wait, they said new branch.
It starred boy genius Billy Blaze, whose alter ego Commander Keen protected Earth.
Ne, finde ich auch.
All of us at ZeniMax Online Studios want to give a really big thanks to our friends at id for trusting us to deliver our modern take on this classic game. So, tonight, as we introduce Commander Keen to a new generation of players, we're also introducing the next generation of heroes. Meet Billy.
Yep,
And
that's Billy.
Twin geniuses who follow in their famous father's footsteps. The new commanders are of course funny.
Honestly, if you had twins, would you name them Billy and Billy?
And some really
Wouldn't that be confusing as fuck?
The twins build wacky gadgets from household items to save the Earth from certain alien destruction. drag and drop gadgets to summon allies, attack enemies, and move through the environment. Choose from a caboodle of contraptions to conquer challenges. And try saying
This
that
seems
5 times
cute
fast.
and all.
The twins go on adventures in story mode, which tells some of the classic Commander Keen tales.
But the fact that it's on mobile means probably there's not a lot of meat to it.
In story mode, you'll overcome aliens, collect power-ups, and explore Mars and beyond.
Schlaf gut, Möbe.
You can also go helmet to helmet with other players in battle mode.
The presentation really kills it for me, honestly. She is trying so hard to sell this, but she makes it sound like it's a Minecraft presentation.
Commander Keen will soft launch this summer on iOS and Android phones.
So it's coming very recently. Yeah, I mean, it looks cute. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I just hope that this game is not monetized too heavily, because apparently it's aimed at a young audience.
Thank you, Kira.
Welcome back, dude.
At Bethesda, we, like you, love mobile games. In addition to Blaze and the upcoming Commander Keen, millions of you have enjoyed Fallout Shelter, which is now
Oh, they still put stuff up from Fallout Shelter. And it's going to be, you know. I mean, the game definitely grew.
For fans of collectible card games, we brought the Elder Scrolls Legends to mobile, so you could experience the Elder Scrolls in a new way. This year, the Legends community has continued to grow thanks to a lot of upgrades, new features, and new content. It's a great experience for a night of gaming or a quick match over a cup of coffee.
Now it's time for the card game. Is this gonna end up as like the entire cafe watches him play? Is this what this is gonna end up being? Oh god. He's in a tavern now, because of course he is. So far they haven't really announced anything new, they just have a fancy new trailer. Why is there already a board if you just got there? And we have dragons again. Dragons are the big thing, apparently. We need to put dragons in everything. We have missed the dragons so far.
See? Dragons.
Yeah, I saw. Thanks for pointing it out.
Games for looking for something that provides a little deeper challenge, you can download Legends for free on the App Store and begin playing tonight. Legends' next expansion, Moons of Elsewhere, will be available on June 27th for PC, Mac, mobile, and tablet. You can head over to Bethesda.net to get a glimpse at the new cards and content, or play it this week in our booth. I'll see you there, clapping. Now.
So basically this whole thing boils down to we have new cards, some of which are dragons.
Now Insanity rules.
Come on, Andrew WK.
And now Insanity rules for millions of players around the world. But we wanted
Yeah, they need to, because it's hard to advertise them over in-game footage. It's the same with the MMO trailer earlier.
just for having
Like, if you're watching someone just kind of crunching numbers and standing around dropping spells, it's hard to sell the game. So you need a big, fancy render trailer. But still, I have to say, this is better than I expected it to be. But they kind of had to deliver after their year, so I'm not gonna give them too much credit. I'm just gonna give them some credit for it. Sandworm. We have cheat codes. Pilotable mech, cool, cool. Motorcycle, metal. Armadillo. A sandworm. I love the sandworm. Rise of the Ghost expansion. Rage has always been, especially Rage 2, has been like Mad Max, but with sillier weapons. It's like Mad Max crossed with Borderlands and really silly weapons. Now, some of the stuff they put in there seems fun to me. I will maybe give that a shot. Alright, I see you. What would be a bad game to announce? Bad game to announce. I'm sure they can't do anything terrible at this point. I think the worst they could announce would be like another mobile, let's say a mobile Doom game. That would be pretty terrible, especially considering the new Doom game on the way.
This year we take you back to Europe with 2 new Wolfenstein games.
2 new Wolfenstein games.
We are bringing Nazi killing into virtual reality.
Ah yeah, I forgot about the VR thing. That's right, they mentioned this last year as well.
As a hacker working for the French resistance, you will take control of Nazi war machines and turn them against their creators. Cyberpilot will be available this July, and it's playable this week in our E3 booth. And if you haven't fought Nazis in VR, you don't know what you are missing. But
I have no ability to play VR games right now. I don't own a VR headset or anything.
This summer we are going to be launching Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Yeah, that's the game I'm looking forward to. That's gonna be, I hope, better than the last Wolfenstein game.
A gameplay experience that is bigger than any previous Wolfenstein game.
Which you say for every new Wolfenstein game.
And weapon upgrades than ever before. More ways to customize your playstyle, and of course, even more evil Nazis to kill.
Yeah! Kill all the Nazis. We don't like those around here.
And in Youngblood, you can kill those Nazis with a friend.
Yeah, because you're playing sisters in this game. And I love that. It's a good idea. Good idea.
Youngblood is set in the 1980s, 2 decades after the new Colossus. BJ Blazkowicz is missing in Nazi-occupied Paris, and it's up to his twin daughters, Jess and Soph, to track him
Jess
down.
and Soph.
In Youngblood, you can still play by yourself, or you can partner with a pal to dub double up on shooting, stabbing,
Will it have
and
the system that A Way Out had, where just one player needs to own the game and he can invite a friend? That would be pretty cool.
Paris. Nazi country.
Wolfenstein 3D, yeah, way back in the day.
That's where we're going.
We can find him together.
I have an assignment suitable for two Nazi killers such as yourselves.
Yeah, look at the big fuck of guns. The gun models in Wolfenstein are always a bit too big, honestly. But, you know, you're killing Nazis with it, so it's fine. So which of these is Jess and which of these is the other one? Soph. Which of these is Soph? I like Doom more than Wolfenstein, if that was the question. This looks good. I hope we get more collectible CDs of German Beatles covers. So she is Jess. Okay, I'm gonna play as Jess. I hope in single player mode you get the choice of who you play.
Wolfenstein Youngblood releases on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC on July 26th.
Cool, it's on everything. And it's coming really recently, holy shit.
And if you can't wait, stop by our E3 booth to play this week. Thank you.
That was solid.
And now, I'd like to welcome to the stage my dear friends from Arcane Lyon, who worked with us on these two Wolfenstein games, Dinga and Sebastian.
Hello, you two. I really get the sense that the Bethesda guys are a bit more collegial than in other development studios. I will give them that.
We love you too.
Are you gonna get it? I'm definitely gonna think about it. I'm probably not gonna get it on launch. I'm gonna wait a bit to see how the general feel around it is.
Bonsoir, I'm Sébastien Mitton, art director in the Sim Studio.
So, along with partnering with our good friends at Machine Games on Wolfenstein, we've been working on other projects at Arcane Lyon. And tonight, we're excited to announce our latest first-person action game. It's something innovative, stylish, and different from anything we've done before.
People are throwing the word innovative around a lot.
By saying bienvenue to the frozen island of Black Reef. This is a place of mystery, where looks can kill. The game takes place during what we say in French is a période de folie, a time of madness.
So it's Rage again.
Small taste of the world. Let us introduce you to our two deadly rivals, Colt and Juliana.
You didn't miss too much. This is a new game right now.
This place isn't a paradise.
Wait. This seems like Rage, but without the fun. This is way more serious. We have badass black chicks.
Is on the side.
And I can't let this go on any longer. The more
Huh. Break the cycle. They definitely both died. I mean, the black dude definitely died a couple of times. So is the cycle that they get killed and then live again? Apparently, there's a clock all the time. So they kill each other again and again and again. Death loop. Death loop. That has a ring to it.
Deathloop combines a mind-bending story with meticulously designed levels and, of course, arcane signature gameplay that lets you approach every situation any way you like. Because in the endless
Can I just offer a coffee?
how you play
Is that a thing that I can do?
Plus, I think it's really fucking cool.
I'm glad that you're excited about your game. It seems interesting. I don't know yet if I would describe it as cool. I would need to see more gameplay.
Maybe not. But it's also pretty fucking true. Because
Touche, guys, touche.
unlike any other, and we really hope that you enjoy the ride. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Man, this extension, I swear.
Wonderful way to get away.
Oh, we're back to gamers talk about their life stories.
Community has really helped me as a person because I'm
Yeah, Deathloop seems interesting. The concept definitely is.
Brought me out of my shell and stopped being an introvert.
I could like be a hero and do all these things.
You find really creative, really fun, really talented people.
Meet people who are in my group.
I mean, the Tokyo game to me is more interesting though.
The games that you bring out just helps people, honestly.
My parents were refugees from the Vietnam War, which is why I'm also fascinated.
What are you drinking? This is Köstritzer Keller beer.
Kind of put me out of
Which is just, you know, good German beer.
I was in a dark place.
Since 1543.
And I told myself I wasn't going
This has tradition behind it.
And so now the only dark places that I'm allowed to go are in dungeons and stuff.
I said when I announced that I'm going to co-stream E3, I said that during the Bethesda conference I'm going to drink the beer.
Accepted for who I am. It's really nice to see that the storyline has some sort of emotional.
And I am true to my word.
And I just really admire the creativity that goes into the process of making these big worlds with these amazing stories.
Building these fantastic worlds and telling
Oh,
these
who are you?
comes from a passion to deliver the very best experiences for our players. Hi, I'm James Altman, Director of Publishing at Bethesda.
And I'm Robert Duffy, Chief Technology Officer at id Software. Tonight we have some exciting new technology to show you that can dramatically improve gaming for millions.
For the past 2 decades, we've approached game development not by looking at what is possible today, but with a vision of what can be possible tomorrow.
Mhm.
And at Bethesda, we're proud of our legacy of innovation, where again and again we've changed the industry. We were the first to use physics-based engines for sports games. We were groundbreakers with go anywhere, do anything, open world RPGs.
Mhm.
We are the inventors of the first-person shooter.
We used the same engine for 10 plus bloody years for every Elder Scrolls game. It never freaking updated.
Pioneers in downloadable content and the first to bring mods to consoles. And actually,
We also tried twice to make paid mods a thing.
2016, there have been 1 billion mod downloads for Fallout and Skyrim. We of course developed the first commercially viable VR technology, revealed in our E3 booth in 2012. Yes, that is the original VR headset, held together by tape and worn by our very own Tim Willis.
Woo, Tim Willits! The things these guys clap for seem to be the most random. Especially when you don't know who Tim Willards is.
Innovation and creativity is in our DNA, and all of these advances were done with one goal in mind, to improve player experiences. So tonight we have exciting new technology to announce.
We're going to show you the result of years of research and development. Cutting-edge game engine-based technology.
So now we're going into VR, yeah?
Now we'd like to introduce you to Orion.
Hello, Orion.
Orion is a tremendous breakthrough in streaming technology.
Oh, it's a streaming thing, okay.
A group of patented technologies that optimize game engines for performance in a cloud environment. Orion can work with any game engine and will improve player experiences no matter which game you're playing or whether you're streaming on Stadia, on xCloud, or another streaming platform.
Well, this is the first time Stadia has been mentioned.
The exciting game streaming services you've been hearing so much about have largely focused on hardware solutions to address the complex challenges of streaming. There's a lot of words. We used our expertise in developing game engine software and took a different approach. By incorporating Orion technology at the game engine level, we're able to stream game content up to 20% faster per frame, leading to a dramatic reduction in latency.
Oh, that's good.
An Orion-enabled game can stream with up to 40% lower bandwidth. And happily, for game developers, Orion technology is easy to integrate with your game build with our SDK.
What does that mean for you?
That's a good question.
Games will be faster and better with Orion. And Orion substantially reduces the cost of streaming for players and for publishers. So it won't matter if your friends and family are sucking up all the bandwidth, or if you live far away from a data center. With Orion, you'll still be able to stream your game at max settings.
As someone who has a lot of latency issues because I'm streaming from Germany to mostly an American audience, this seems really good.
Now, as with any new computer technology, one must ask the question, can it play Doom?
Good question.
Can it stream an unrelenting, fluid, first-person shooter with native 4K resolution at 60 frames per second? Let's see.
Pretty sure the answer is gonna be yes, since you brought it up. But, you know, let's see.
I'd like to introduce Shale Williams, tech specialist from id Software, who is showing just that here live on.
Look at those button inputs.
Streaming an Orion-enabled Doom 2016 right now to that mobile device. As you can see, there is no reduction in visual fidelity. That's Doom.
That looks really fluid. I can't talk anymore. Fluid.
Experience this powerful streaming technology yourself as we test and refine it. So for a chance to be among the first in the world to stream Doom 2016 for free, all you need to do is join the Doom Slayers Club by registering at slayersclub.com tonight. Everybody could use a little more Doom in their lives.
That's true. It's a true statement right there.
And we'll see you.
Given that they mentioned Doom a lot, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the next thing to come. Yep. Great. Give me all the Doom. This is gonna be the thing that they end on, I'm pretty sure. Gameplay for about 3 seconds, but it was gameplay. Yeah, this is Doom. This is just more of Doom. Just tell me that Mick Gordon did the soundtrack again, and I'll be pretty much. It would be pretty much impossible to disappoint me with this. And the soundtrack sounds very Mick Gordon-esque. Although a bit more electronic. Doom Eternal. I dig it.
This is awesome. Thank you so much. I'm Marty Stratton, the executive producer of Doom Eternal. And I'm... Thank you. And I'm Hugo Martin, the game's creative director. As you just saw, we're not just building a world for Doom, it's in the entire universe. Earth is on the brink of annihilation, being consumed by demons. And your crusade to save it will take you across dimensions, to locations never seen before in Doom, from heaven and hell to the Sentinel homeworld and beyond. Yeah.
Well, that's it for me. Gotta eat something. I'll take care and I'll drop follows for you. Thank you. Thank you, Second Creeps. Fun. Enjoy your food.
Comes from mastering the experience, because you are the Doom Slayer, the strongest, fastest demon killer in existence, and nothing can stand in your way. Absolutely. Of course, the challenge in Doom is all about handcrafted combat, but also engaging level design.
Yes.
In Doom Eternal, the game always has something new to throw at you, even deep into the campaign. Let's take a look.
Oh goody, they're gonna show off some level design. Oh, this is great. Oh wow, okay. Dash refill? Underwater? Yeah, but that dude gets it. Like, level design is one of the biggest strengths of Doom, and the fact that you get rewarded for actually exploring the level instead of just running through, even though the game encourages fast pace and going into combat rather than avoiding it or shooting from a distance. That's a big thing. I am very much into what I'm seeing here.
Thanks. You know, it's so important to us at id Software that every aspect of the gameplay has real meaning to you, the player. Every enemy is different, every weapon has a purpose, and every decision you make really counts. The only path to victory in Doom Eternal is to aggressively control the fight.
Yeah.
With amazing agility, powerful guns, and critical resources. That's right, I'll tell you, we absolutely can't wait for you to play it. Some of you won't have to wait too long. If you are lucky enough to be in the room tonight...
Well...
you'll have a chance to play it immediately following the show.
See, Bethesda's good at doing stuff for the people that actually attend. Again, it does nothing for me right now.
And for those not here, but at E3 this week, we'll have Doom Eternal playable in the Bethesda booth all week. Yeah.
That's gonna be a full booth, I can guarantee you that.
Let's see how it all...
Easily the most hyped thing going into this presentation out of Bethesda this year. Okay, so we're actually going to Mars. It would be cool if you would have like drop sections where you have to evade meteorites or something. Oh yeah, look at that gun. Again, like Wolfenstein, this is a very big gun model. But it's Doom, so everything just has to be fuck off big guns. Hell yeah. I already see they haven't changed too much of the gameplay of the first new Doom. Like Doom 2016. They kept the good parts around. But seems like they made it even faster. I definitely added stuff. Ooh. Those kill animations, man. Again, the good thing was that they are very quick and they don't really slow you down as a player. Yeah, they definitely kept that up as well. Also, these are a lot of demons to kill. Is this a gauntlet or something? That little flamethrower thing is pretty cool. I can see myself use that quite a bit. Teleporting ones. Those teleporting guys seem mildly annoying. Whoa. The soundtrack is amazing already. I dig this song a lot. Knocked him into the lava. This is just as enjoyable as I hoped it would be. And this is the end of the trailer. Big fuck off demon. Oh, boom.
Alright. That was classic. That was awesome.
He forgot his line.
We're so excited because the gameplay that you just saw is
Beer's done.
of what you're going to play this week at E3. Yeah. But I bet a lot of you are wondering, when do we get to play Doom Eternal at our home?
Yeah.
Well,
Tell us.
you don't have to wait too much longer.
I hope.
Not quite tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
The Doom Eternal will release on November 22nd.
Oh, this year, yes. All right.
We're excited about that, and we've got something really special for Doom fans. an amazing collector's edition we're really proud of. Yeah.
Bethesda loves its collector's edition.
That's an actual helmet. Yeah, you could
I'm not gonna go for those. But it's always nice to see what they have in there. You got to go as well, Alice. Alright. You're missing the Volvo though.
You guys already got it.
Want to stream? Well, it's kind of late already. I don't know what time is it for you.
Alright, well we've got one more thing we know that you've been waiting to hear about. Our totally new Doom multiplayer experience.
Okay.
We call it Battle Mode. We've been developing
Creative
it
name.
in-house it is, and it's unlike anything you've played before. Yeah, we've been so pumped at it to share this with you. This is pure Doom, but with your friends.
Okay.
2 player-controlled demons take on 1 fully loaded Slayer.
Ooh, okay, so it's an asymmetrical.
First-person fighter, where it's demon strategy versus.
Oh yeah, okay, 6 p.m.
Wait, because we know
Almost
you
7.
love the different play styles of the various demons, because each has unique movement, attack, and ability.
Times like these are pretty normal for E3, unfortunately. It's gonna go into the night, man.
It's strategic, competitive, and it's a ton of fun. And we can't wait to share more details with you this year at QuakeCon. That's right, a lot more to share at QuakeCon. But before we go, we do want to take a first look at Doom Eternal's new multiplayer. On behalf of our amazing team,
I'm dropping crisps left and right.
Frankfurt, Germany, we want to thank you all so much for your support. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Alright, battle mode trailer. And that's gonna be it. The idea of getting to play demons is really good. And 1v2 is also a good idea. Strategy versus skill. Here's an interesting question. How many demons will be playable? Is there just going to be every... Maybe they're gonna do it like you collect points, and depending on how high of a score you got, you get to select better demons. So it gets progressively harder for the player playing the Doomslayer. Bye, Alice. That would be a cool way to do it. I would play the shit out of that. And I'm not a big multiplayer fan at all, but I would play that. Yep. Yep, that's it.
Applause, please, for Marty Hugo and all of our presenters tonight. And for everyone at our studios around the globe that have worked so hard on the great games you've seen tonight, we say thank you.
Thanks for the luck.
2019 marks 25 years of Doom. So, to celebrate, we will be going all out with Doom at QuakeCon this summer. We're adding a whole host of panels and activities dedicated to Doom, which we call DoomCon.
Woo!
Yeah, see what we did there? We took out the Quake and put Doom. We hope you can come hang out with us in Dallas at our inaugural event in London. If you can't,
Speaking of Quake, nothing Quake related ever popped up during this.
for more info on all the games you saw tonight. If you're here at E3 this week, we'll have hands-on with many of our games, so be sure to stop by our booth. In the meantime, thanks for playing, thanks for watching, and thanks to all of you for being part of the Bethesda community. Have a great night.
You did better than I expected, Bethesda. I'm gonna give you that. This is another sizzle reel, so I'm just going to put the sound down while that plays. Yeah, Bethesda did well. They addressed the issue, the elephant in the room, first thing, which was a good move, because anything else they would have been just treated with more cynicism than they actually got. Took the criticism on the nose. Did the Fallout 76 stuff right at the beginning, that was fine. The Tokyo game looks really good. That's, I think, the thing I'm looking most forward to. Next to, of course, Doom, which launches this year. Doom as the endpoint was just perfect. The little Japanese girl who presented the Tokyo game was amazing. I want to follow her on Twitter now. I'm going to write her name down when I watch this a second time and see if she has a Twitter account. The little cartoon game I could take or leave, but it looked alright. Nothing too fancy, but you know. Then there was Deathloop, which seems interesting. I'm going to keep up with that. We have dragons, a lot of dragons. Deathloop and Eternal. Well. Deathloop, which looks very interesting indeed. Rage 2, the update looks hella fun. Okay, they're done. Going to switch over to Devolver now. This is Devolver. Oh, this is also dropped frames. Whoops. Let me just go into the intermission screen for now. Whoops. So that was Bethesda. If I were to score this or grade this with a school grade, I would say probably like a B. I wouldn't maybe B plus because they ended with Doom and they showed a lot of gameplay for that. But also there was again a lot of filler. Like the ESO stuff was fine if you're into ESO. Honestly, I could not care more. I couldn't care less about it. But you know, it's a big game, so of course they're gonna have the card stuff. A bit too elaborate for what they actually said. Basically, it just boiled down to we have new cards, some of which are dragons, but they had like this whole fancy trailer about it. The whole thing with these are some players and they're gonna tell you about why they love our games. You could have really cut that out. It was not necessary. It didn't tell me anything. And I wasn't here to see that as well. So that was a negative. Yeah, I think I would give a B. It was not quite enough for a B+, but they did better than I expected them to do. And just in 9 minutes, I think, yeah, in 9 minutes, we are gonna have Devolver. So I'm just going to stay on and talk a bit more about Bethesda. If you are still in chat, what did you think about the Bethesda conference? Was there anything that you really marked out for, really cared about, or was everything just a bit drab? I mean, I don't know, this was fine, it was fine. Again, the things that I don't really care about are ESO, the card game, and the little mobile game they showed, even though, you know, it's fine. It's fine. They had like a little, they mentioned Fallout Shelter for no apparent reason. The stuff they added into Elder Scrolls Blades seems to make it into a game after a while, but they didn't address waiting on chests at all. Which to me is like a red flag, because they didn't mention it last time either, but it was all over the game. So I don't know which of the stuff that they showed for it I should care about, because I don't know how much waiting will be attached to that. You know, it's a concern. Definitely a concern. Good PR move to have Fallout 76 free for a week and have the Battle Royale mode, which you can probably debate whether or not a Battle Royale mode for Fallout 76 was necessary at all. But having it in the game and have that game be free for a week is a very good PR move to maybe get some people to change their minds about the game and build up the user base. If they can manage to get the most disappointing game launch of last year into a respectable online game by the end of this year, then they have really succeeded, I think. Yeah, but Doom was the clear winner next to the intriguing Tokyo game. The gameplay looked great, the soundtrack sounded fantastic. I'm pretty sure it's Mick Gordon again, which is a good thing because he's amazing. This little flamethrower thing looks fun to use. Chainsaw, of course, again there. Chainsaw is always fun. Some of the demons, like the teleporting demon, seems like a pest, honestly. If in the multiplayer mode, which I also think was a very smart move, in the multiplayer mode, if you can play the teleporting demon in the hands of a good player, that seems to me like someone that's just really annoying to deal with. A bit interesting to me that we didn't see anything Prey related. I mean, the big update was last year, but still nothing new for Prey. Which probably means that they are done with this. Nothing about Quake at all, and that was supposed to be their big esports game. Which to me indicates that that plan is dead. Hey, I haven't mentioned to play that game properly yet. It doesn't run well for me at all. Maybe that was a hardware issue, I don't know. Speaking of hardware, they had this streaming thing, which seems to be just streaming technology that people can integrate into their engines, and that makes it just run better for everyone, which I will advocate for as a good thing. Less latency is good, no matter in what hands. That seemed very, very good, even though it's nothing like immediate for us. It's more for people that actually develop to make their games more appealing to, you know, whoever they market towards.